Day 26, we are at the start of a new week, and it's a bit of good news to get us going on the New Zealand dollar US dollar. You can see we just about managed to take profit on our 1 to 2 trade, right at the bottom there, not long ago at all, only just over an hour or so. And when all is said and done, that is $85 up for us, and $183 up on our 2 to 1 trade. Maybe we can get there. Maybe. Australian dollar Swiss franc, that was a pretty decent day as well. We've already lost one of the trades, but maybe we can push for the other. It's still possible. What about those other charts though? Pushing more and more on the US dollar Swiss franc. Again, it's going to close right up near the top there at the day's high, near enough, same as it did on Friday. Strong for the dollar. We got interest rate decision on Wednesday. That's just 2 days away. Very probable that we do see an interest rate increase from the Federal Reserve. So it makes sense to see the dollar strengthening. We've seen that on all these pairs. The Australian dollar, US dollar, that is no exception. The euro continuing its recovery against these currencies. You can see an example here on the Japanese yen. It's pushing up and up. Still not anywhere near overbought on the MFI yet though. Currently 52.289. Great British Pound, New Zealand dollar, the MFI finally coming out of the oversold territory. Been there a good while. 7 days on the bounce before it returns now. Here we get a signal, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. We're getting a sell signal here. Reversal candle comes, and we also see price well outside the standard deviation channel. The candle of today, every part of it outside of the channel. The open, the close, the high, the low. Not a single pipette inside the channel today. So we should be happy to take that signal. We do see a reversal candle on the New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, but price comfortably inside the channel, and nothing from the MFI, which does mean the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen is our only signal. Let's get involved. The reading on the average true range for the daily time frame is 97.1 pips. And so here we go. You can see the risk for both these trades calculated on screen. And we're talking sell trades. There we go, in for one, and now let's get in the other, 0.11. There's the stop loss and take profit for that. Well, there's certainly some potential here. If we zoom out, our stop loss is above even this resistance level here, so I'm liking that. Yeah, it could be a good signal on the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Good to get another trade at least. Gives us more hope that we might be able to get a long struggle back into profit. Just need about 10 good trades in a row. You never know. Let's come back tomorrow. Day 27. Bit of a rough day for us, but no stop losses. That's the key. We can start with the Australian dollar Swiss franc. We see a green candle. We wanted red. It's come green. Back to our entry price there, around about $6 or $7 down. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. This did push against us, but it's pulled back since, so we're still playing to the good, to be fair. But those swaps are racking up at $9.92 now. After those are taken off, we're around about $135 up. And finally, the CAD yen only got into this one yesterday. Felt like there was a good chance for a reversal, and it might have looked that way to begin with. We can see this lower wick here showing where we did have a push down, but all the way back up since then. Around about 2/3 of the way to the first stop loss level. It is above that high, as we said, so it does still give us some hope, but not off to a good start. See if there's any new signals. No new trades, nothing really interesting in terms of the signals that we're going after tonight. But at least we still got these 3 trades, 4 sub trades open, so plenty of hope out there for us. We do need a lot of it. Yep. Day 28, a rough day on the charts. No surprise with this reversal strategy. The Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, only 2 days in, we've smashed through the first stop loss level, and it doesn't look like the second one is going to be too far behind. Can't really see it because it is at all-time highs, but that is not going to stop it. It is certainly going to get there the way it's looking. In the last 6 trading days, it's done at just shy of 4.5%, the CAD against the yen. Very strong for the Canadian dollar, very weak for the Japanese yen. So we lose $181.44 on that trade, and the rest still to be counted when that second stop loss level does get hit. Meanwhile, Australian dollar Swiss franc, that was also a really bad day, just over 1.25% against us. So we stand about $110 down on that trade as it continues its march against us. Not at all-time highs, it is up at a resistance level there, the next stop loss level. But if today is anything to go by, then it doesn't bode well at all. Finally, New Zealand dollar, US dollar, that went against us as well. Have been looking like potentially we were going to get to that second level of take profit, but now it's looking like maybe we just got very lucky to get out of this trade for a bit of profit when we did. Because here you see the turn. A lot of volatility in the charts today. That is down to the US dollar interest rate increase from 0.25% to 0.5% as expected. Not as much movement as you might expect on the Euro US dollar. Euro did gain just over 0.75%. Strong day for the pound against the dollar as well. No extra signals at all for us, so not a single reversal candle out there. All these currency pairs have pushed right into the end of the day one way or the other. And it's leaving us without anything to do, but we do still have these 3 sub-trades open. None of them looking promising at all, to be honest, but you never know. Miracles do happen. Let's make one here. Day 29, and there is no sugarcoating it. It does not look good for these reversal trades. Continue to get loser after loser from the MFI, the reversal candles, the standard deviation channel. Australian dollar, Swiss franc, we see that one go for about $195. You can see it's continuing to push up the Australian dollar. Really strong day. And the New Zealand dollar, US dollar pair, that was about $200 lost. Does look like we got knocked out towards the top. Let's bring it down. Yeah, on the 30-minute chart, that looks very close. Let's take it to the 1-minute chart. Wow, that feels really sad. If you see over here, this is where we're at now, and we got knocked out up here. I think that is essentially the very, very top of where price has been today. I would say to the pipette, we got knocked out of that one. The high of the candle is 0.68990, and the price that we were knocked out is 0.68991. So we were actually knocked out above the high of the day. Good stuff, just what we needed. And it doesn't get better when we look at the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. You can see we got knocked out of the first trade yesterday, and it is hurtling towards the second sub trade again. It keeps pushing. You can see right now on the 30-minute chart, it is at its high in price. Really not looking good at all. So expect to see that stop loss go. It might even trigger before we finish checking the charts tonight. Let's start getting through them. Not quite a reversal candle on the Euro US dollar. Did pull back from its high. Not as volatile on this currency pair as it is on the other ones, the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar. Spinning top on the Japanese yen could be the sign of the dollar coming down against it. But we have got the Japanese yen interest rate decision tonight, just a couple hours time, and expecting the interest rates to stay at negative 0.1%. They can't even buy inflation over there. And the dollar continues downward against the CAD, which is increasing its strength, getting it just beneath the support level. Be interested to see if it carries on and breaks through entirely. Big gains for the Australian dollar today against the Japanese yen as well. Yesterday was just over 1.5% increase, almost 2%. And then today, another 1.2%. It is really pushing against the yen. Look at it up in those all-time highs there. No sign of slowing down. Could just keep on pushing and pushing all the way upwards. Same for the New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. Big gains. You can see this was the end of January, and since then, almost 8.5% gains. Really has been on a march. Not many red days tucked in there. And if there are a red day, yeah, we've got a couple medium-sized ones, but most of these red days are very small body candles. No new signals. All we can do is cross our fingers that the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen hangs on in there and makes a fantastic comeback. We really want a big turnaround from it. But honestly, the way the Japanese yen is currently looking, super low interest rates compared to a lot of other countries now. Bank of England raising their rates today, the US Federal Reserve yesterday. But the Japanese yen, like I said, they are not getting the inflation that they have always dreamed of. So they keep those interest rates low, which does weaken the currency in the grand scheme of things. And even though we did get some pretty good reversal signals here, they are not enough to stop a relentless macro trend. That's the trouble with the reversals. Just not working out for us. Over 20% down now on our account in just over 5 weeks. Yowza. Day number 30, as it is a multiple of 5, you can tell it's the end of the week. And it's another losing trade to rack up. They come quick, these ones. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, that's come through as a loss. We did have a reversal candle and we had price outside of the standard deviation channel when we entered. But in 4 days, price has gone all the way up over 2% in favor of the Canadian dollar against the Japanese yen. And it's pushed on even further since then, about 2.5% for the week in total. So maybe it's a good thing we are out on the stop loss. Maybe we'll get another reversal candle higher up and we can get in off the basis of that. But for now, it is, of course, another loser. And this strategy continuing to show how poor it really is. Let's check those charts. US dollar Swiss franc pair, that reversal candle up there, that served as a real good signal. 2 heavy red days since then. It definitely would have hit one take profit level, be on the way to the second, I'd imagine. Shame we missed out on that one. US dollar reaching highs against Japanese yen. It doesn't come back down enough to make a reversal candle, but it does, so there's a bit of back pressure coming down on price. New Zealand dollar, US dollar, even though we got knocked out right at the very tippy top yesterday, price has carried on, so it wouldn't have really mattered. So even though it looked unlucky on the day, not unlucky overall. Just a bad signal. Nothing for us in the way of entry signals again tonight though. Let's rest up over the weekend, see if we can finally start getting any sort of winners coming our way next week maybe. Let's take a glance at the journal, see all those trades in the red. Not getting any pretty for the journal. We only had one new trade this week. There it is, the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. We know they both went for a loss, those sub trades. And we did pick up a loss on the Australian dollar, Swiss franc yesterday, as well as getting both a loss and a win, a minor win on the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So not good at all. Does put us 23% down only in 6 weeks. Ooh. Could be trading the reverse of this strategy when all is said and done. Still yet to get that elusive 2-1 winning trade. Any day now. We're back.